Live from the Triangle, this is WNCN News at 6.
I think I'm going to have some anxiety every time it starts to rain now.
Right now at 6, a state of emergency in Orange County as people trying to salvage their homes and businesses that have been damaged by this rising water.
That's just part of our team coverage tonight of the widespread flooding from Chapel Hill, Raleigh, and Hope Mills. The latest impact in just a moment. But first, this makes 11 straight days of rain in our area.
As you saw from the video, some of it once again heavy. So let's get the very latest from Chief Meteorologist Wes Hohenstein. Hey, Wes.
Well, guys, the National Weather Service has already extended the flood watch from tonight to tomorrow night. So that tells us there's more heavy rain possible. But the rain behind me is some of the fewest showers we've seen, some of the lightest rain, and that's good news. So this is not flooding rain, but light showers extend all the way up from Mecklenburg County, Virginia, cutting down through the west side of the Triangle and then moving down into the southwestern part of the Sandhills and Moore County. There are some slightly smaller but heavier cells that are going to move up the I-95 corridor. Big picture, though, shows a lot of us are dry, and there's a lot of dry air to our south, but there are still some showers, and some of those will rotate through as we head into this evening. But I think as far as flooding tonight, that is not in the forecast. However, as I mentioned, everyone now has an extension of the flood watch until tomorrow at 8 o'clock, with another 1 to 3 inches of rain possible in the next 24 hours. But one of the really good side effects of everything we've been going through are drastically cooler temperatures, especially when you consider the first 5 days of July last year, all around 100. Our high yesterday, 83. Guys, our high today, only 77. Now, the rest of this week, it's going to get drier and hotter. We'll talk about what it's going to look like by the 4th of July in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Wes. We'll see you then. Orange County, one of the hardest hit areas from the heavy rain. Crews have been checking out flood damage for 2 days now. Today, they're in Chapel Hill visiting Village Green condos. That's off Franklin and Elizabeth Streets. Our Steve Sprazier live in Chapel Hill, where residents are racing against the clock to get their homes back to normal. Steve?
Mel, it's been raining here in Chapel Hill all day. Sometimes the rain's been heavy, sometimes like right now the rain has been light. But all that rain is putting folks in this complex on edge because it was Bowling Creek that rolled up through here and made its way into apartment units like this. Units that are now being taken care of by contractors. And folks are hoping that Bowling Creek does not repeat itself again this week. This is becoming an all-too-familiar scene around here these days. This is the kind of gully-washing downpour that created problems Sunday in Chapel Hill.
Once the water came in, it was pouring in.
The water in Jackie Conley's condo came from nearby Bowling Creek, which has caused problems all over town, problems which may be around a while. The Meadowbrook Drive bridge over Bowling Creek has been shut down, and here's the reason why. Take a look at this. The road has been undermined, and until they figure out how to fix it, they're going to keep it closed. Meanwhile, contractors are hustling under the watchful eye of town inspectors to fix water damage in many places, but the weather isn't helping.
The dry out takes anywhere from 3 to 5 days, typically after the demo's complete.
And with all this rain and humidity, there's not a lot of drying out going on.
It's definitely slowing down the drying process. The more moisture in the air, the harder it is to dry inside.
As she waits for her place to dry out so it can be repaired, Jackie is doing the best she can.
Our house is torn apart. We can't really use our kitchen or anything downstairs. We're living out of our upstairs, so it's been a mess.
One contractor told me that getting debris like this out will probably take about 2 weeks because so many units here have been damaged, and then once they get all of the debris out of the units, once they get all the water-soaked material out of the units, then folks can come in and start rebuilding. We're talking another 2 or 3 weeks if the weather holds and the humidity goes away and they can dry these apartments out. So it's going to be a long process for these folks, absolutely. I'm Steve Sprazier, WNCN News.
Yeah, long road. Thanks, Steve. The heavy rain causing rushing water in the flood-prone Crabtree Creek. Fortunately, the water is not spilling over its banks, but we spoke to people in the area who are just hoping the rain will soon go away.
Seems like people really can't drive in the rain for some reason.
So you ready for the rain to go away?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
I'm ready for it to be sunny. I want it to be summertime. I want it to be dry.
Has the rain stopped you from doing something you want to do?
Yes, like go to the park with the kids.
So you're kind of tired of it?
Yes.
So this is what travel was like in Hope Mills around the lunch hour. Water along the sides of Rockfish Road was high enough to cover the roads there. Cars were still able to get across, but Hope Mill police reduced it to one lane. Check out people braving the rain in downtown Raleigh this morning, and you don't need to be in front of a television to get all this information. Download the WNCN weather app for your Apple or Android phone.
Everyone just seems miserable right now, but I guess it could be worse. Wake County family recovering tonight from this fire that destroyed their home, but an amazing story coming out of all this. First, let's show you where it broke out. It was last night here in Holly Springs. It was in the Oak Hill subdivision of NC 55. Our Eileen Park right now live in that neighborhood where some heroes helped rescue that family from the flames. Eileen.
Penn, the fire started at this house, which is right behind me on Tulloch Way. I want to show you exactly where the family was trapped. It was right behind that wooden gated area. Witnesses say the mother, in a state of panic, couldn't get the latch open, and that's when neighbors stepped in. Witnesses say it all started with a little bit of smoke.
It just didn't look like much, and we weren't even sure what it was.
Joshua Heiser is the son of WNCN's editor, Dave Heiser, and says he was playing with his little brother and friends outside when he saw the smoke and ran back home.
And when you first saw the fire, what was going through your mind?
I needed to tell my mom. Mom, there's a fire or something. I could hear him.
So Mom quickly called 911, but before authorities could get there, the fire kept getting bigger and bigger.
It was billowing black and white, and then we started to see flames shooting up from the garage, and just it went really fast.
She was in the kitchen cooking dinner.
Teresa lives just across the street from the house.
The family was in the backyard, and the gate was locked, and she didn't know how to unlock it, and they were pretty upset and panicking. And so my husband kicked in the gate so they could get out, but it took him a while to convince the family to come out.
Now officials believe the fire started in the garage. They say it could have originated from the freezer or the water heater. We're told that the family is okay. We're live in Holly Springs. I'm Eileen Park, WNCN News.
Always good to know you have some nice neighbors down the street. Eileen, thank you.
A community in shock and a nation in mourning. 19 members of an elite firefighting team killed by a wildfire in Arizona. Meanwhile, 19 shovels are placed in the memory of the Granite Mountain hotshot crew. One resident captured these images of the team rolling out for what would be their final mission. The wives and families who are left behind are moved by the memorials for their lost loved ones.
They were heroes in our homes, that they're heroes in our community, that they're heroes to the people that they helped spare.
The federal government now stepping in to fight the wildfire. 4 military C-130 tankers are flying in from Colorado to dump water on those flames. As that community mourns, WNCN is digging deeper into the effect of sequestration on the ability to prevent and fight fires. WNCN's Charlotte Huffman breaking down the numbers for us. Charlotte?
Melanie, thanks to those automatic spending cuts, funding for wildland fire prevention nationwide was slashed by more than $200,000. Those are cuts to the programs that help keep families safe, especially those living in Arizona. But here in North Carolina, the State Forest Service says budget cuts have not impacted the number of employees ready to fight fires, nor the number of controlled burns. In fact, that number is actually up in North Carolina. The Forest Service has already burned 10,000 acres more this year than they did in all of 2012. The U.S. Forest Service also reporting no impact to North Carolina, but a spokesman there said, keep in mind, this is just year one of the sequestration. Back to you guys.
Charlotte, thank you. A rally in Hillsborough tonight over a Duke Energy rate hike. We've been talking about it for a while. This hike could put another crunch on consumers. Duke would accept an overall 4.5% rate increase, and it would grow to 5.1% over 2 years. The average residential bill would go up about $7 a month. This is Duke's third rate increase since 2009. Now, right now in Hillsborough, the public getting its last chance to sound off on the deal. And several advocacy groups are there, like NC Warren and Greenpeace, saying they're speaking out by customers captured by a monopoly.
it is time for a utility company to come up with a clean method of generating electrical power. And if we can do that, then we can begin to look at how we can change the way we give these rate increases.
Well, it could be worse. The 4.5% rate hike is about half of what Duke was initially seeking.
The 18th Airborne Corps at Fort Bragg officially has a new leader. The Assumption of Command ceremony for Lieutenant General Joseph Anderson took place this morning on the main post parade field. Anderson comes to Fort Bragg from Fort Carson, where he served as the commanding general for the 4th Infantry Division.
We are getting new details tonight of William Peace University's controversial buyout of the Seaboard Station Shopping Center.
Let Peace College go somewhere else.
There's definitely a sense of concern.
Students like to have a campus where there's places to go eat, there's places to shop.
Well, it has been heavily debated by neighbors and businesses ever since the school announced its desire to purchase this retail area off of Peace Street in downtown Raleigh. Turns out William Peace is fronting a large portion of its endowment in this deal. If a judge approves it, the school would pay more than $20 million for Seaboard Station. That's more than half of William Peace's endowment in 2012. Now, a group that tracks college endowments says the average percentage for real estate is only about 7%. William Peace President Deborah Townsley told the News and Observer she has no concerns about the price.
So there's a hot issue leaving Triangle homeowners out in the cold.
Yeah, coming up, the solar technology now causing their homes to melt.
And it's not heavy or flooding rain right now, but still a little bit of light rain out there. And the flood watch has been extended. So what does that mean for your 4th of July holiday? We'll talk about that in just a few minutes.
And coming up on What's Next in 2.5 minutes, the future of manufacturing. The RTP company taking printing to the new dimension. Tonight's What's Next, our look at new ideas and innovators. We are going 3D. Now, when you think of printing, we typically think of 2D printing, just some words on paper. But tonight, a new generation of printing, and the mastermind has an office in RTP. 3D Systems is what's next.
You're doing great.
I typically prefer not to be a guinea pig.
So we're taking a 3D scan of you.
But here at 3D Systems, it's a lot of fun.
Well, what you're seeing here is the 3D model of you.
This is 3D Systems. Its software office with 85 employees is based in RTP.
It's also the company who actually invented 3D printing.
The company that's revolutionizing how products are made. Ping Fu says it's kind of like traditional printing.
The difference is when you push a button, it prints a product rather than paper.
And different kinds of materials.
It can be different kind of material. It can be any shape. Instead of putting ink, we're putting material. And it moves one layer at a time.
Each layer builds up until you have a full model. A small 3D printer can, within an hour, build a teacup. A customized Pez dispenser. Look, it's an image of Ping. For the rocker in you, a cool guitar. And yet, besides the strings, it was 3D printed. Even the office's foosball table is personalized. Each plastic player is a replica of all the employees here at 3D Systems. And Ping's jewelry, all 3D printed. So you can make a platinum ring really quickly, right?
Yeah.
And check out Ping's shoes, perfectly molded just for her size and arch.
And it's lightweight because I can make those hollow patterns.
But 3D printing is more than fun and fashion. Who wants to print something like this?
This is automotive parts.
3D printing allows a business to skip making a cast of a product first. Instead, it just produces it in hours instead of days or weeks. So this cuts down price because you can just print what you want.
It cuts down the price, it cuts down the time. So this is actually the functional part. You can use it.
Which could benefit the medical field, printing intricate dental models or decorative prosthetic covers. Have you had businesses who are interested in you making parts for them?
Yes, for example, F-15 airline already have 15 parts certified. F-35 wants to certify hundreds of them. I was just at GE. They wanted to do next generation of engine and turbine machine using 3D printing.
Printing functional parts for less money, says Ping, could keep jobs in the U.S. instead of importing. Global implications, and it all starts with a simple scan.
The infrared camera in the Microsoft Kinect detects the range of your features. For example, where your nose is, where your mouth is, and where your skin is. So what you're seeing here is actually little triangles of yourself.
System operator Richard Lamb now sends my triangle image to a 3D printer. All right, so here she is. This is the finished Mini-Me. I've been calling her Mini Mouse. She's been on the desk staring at pen for the last several
Freaking
weeks.
me out for the last, because this thing is so accurate. Like it's got your.
It totally takes everything and
Yeah.
all of your features and really like it's all the keen points of your face. It's interesting. It's freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's been doing this to me for the last
I leave
month.
notes for him.
Yeah.
All right, so what's next with 3D printing? Well, Ping says anything you see, you can make it edible. They have a 3D chocolate printer. This is not the video. The chocolate printer, that's out next year. So this bust of me could actually, or you could have a bust of your face, you could make it into like chocolate or a big cookie.
So I could eat your head.
You could eat anything.
All right,
You
I can
make
get on board with that.
Yeah, it's
Sounds
really
good.
interesting. All right, so the video you were seeing a second ago.
The guy running with the guns,
Next week
yeah.
on What's Next, we hit the ground running. The makers of Temple Run tell us why they chose Raleigh to grow their business. That's next Tuesday at 6 o'clock on WNCN.
And now your forecast with Chief Meteorologist Wes Hohenstein.
All right, we've got more rain, but it is light rain, thank goodness, not a flooding rain, and it's mainly west of Raleigh. It starts up here across the Virginia border and kind of goes all the way down to South Carolina, moving from south to north. So nothing serious, nothing severe. Again, no flooding rain. A couple of smaller, heavy downpours coming up I-40, moving into Sampson and Wayne County over the course of the next 30 to 60 minutes. And we kind of open things up and we go a little farther to the south, and you can see there's not as much. We will keep an eye on this area of heavier downpours, most of that staying west and to the western side of our viewing area. But all in all, not a lot of rain tonight. Already in the rain bucket today, though, we had officially about 3/10 of an inch at the airport, half an inch some other places. But in the last 7 days, again, this is at RDU, 4 inches, and we've got a surplus of 9 inches. So the story continues to be an incredible amount of rain, now too much, and now an extension in our flash flood watch was supposed to end tonight, now going till tomorrow night for everyone. In that time, we could see another 1 to 3 inches of rain. The 2 to 3 is a long shot, but a good inch or so more is still possible. One of the side effects we mentioned are temperatures. I mean, in the hottest part of our summer, these numbers are overnight lows, okay? But this is our current temperature. These were our daytime highs today, 77. So as you can imagine, we're already cool. We're not going to move that much the rest of the evening. So 73 with scattered rain in the next few hours, a stray shower around midnight, mainly dry to start our day. And I think tomorrow is going to be the last of the really wet days. Our area of high pressure continues to pull in a lot of Atlantic moisture. An area of low pressure, 2 of them actually back to our west, pulling in a lot of Gulf moisture, and that is just a conveyor belt of rain up and down the East Coast. But what's going to happen, this area of high pressure, which has dry air over it, is going to push everything back to the west. And you can really see how this is going to work on the water vapor satellite. It's my ugliest satellite, but it always tells the best story. Gray is very moist air, and I'll step over here. Orange is very dry air. So watch what happens. Here comes the dry air. Here it comes. Here it comes. It's kind of stuck in the Outer Banks right now. Another 24 hours, I think it's really going to start to move west. And oddly enough, that's when we're going to start to dry out. So today's setup, again, there's that conveyor belt of moisture. There's the area of high pressure. Pushes a little bit Wednesday and Thursday. Still decent chances tomorrow, but changes are beginning. And that's kind of what we need because we haven't had anything change. So changes will eventually lead to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday's forecast, much drier. But unfortunately, the trade-off is going to be much warmer temperatures. So tomorrow, warmer than today, but still well below normal for the 3rd day of July. 84 degrees, could see some downpours. Again, our rain chances technically are down, but it's still pretty good, a 60% chance. And then we'll continue that trend. Lower rain chances as we go through the 4th of July. and on Friday, the 5th of July. But as those rain chances go down, less rain, less cloud cover, more sunshine, and we've got temperatures back into the 90s as we head into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But guys, we have to keep reminding ourselves that 1 year ago today, the first 7 out of 8 days in July were all above 100. So much better this year.
All right. Thanks, Wes. We'll be right back. I'm going to keep using this.
Going green is all the rage, but for one local neighborhood, it's a major problem.
Yeah, you know those energy efficient windows that keep people cool in the summer? Well, the diverted energy from those windows is destroying homes. 3/4 of the homes in this Fuquay-Varina neighborhood have siding that, as you can see, is just melting away. The windows can act like a magnifying glass, and the rays can be focused in the side of a building. So tonight at 7 and 11, what folks are doing about this with these homes that are melting away.
Coming up, no exaggerating this fishtail.
Yeah, the North Carolina teen who caught 3 billfish in one day. That's next. This is a serious hat trick. A kid from Apex reeling in a blue marlin, a white marlin, and a sailfish all in one trip.
Yeah, the News and Observer caught up with Will Kilpatrick after his deep sea fishing trip last month. He's just the 3rd person in North Carolina to catch 3 different species of billfish on the same day in nearly 50 years.
It's impressive.
I caught a 9-inch catfish a couple weekends ago.
Yeah, where's the proof?
At a local pond.
Yeah.
Serious, it was 9 inches. Hey, we have got a little bit of light rain right now that'll continue for the next few hours. Nothing flooding, nothing severe, but the rain continues. The flood watch extended until tomorrow night.
And that's the news at 6. Thanks for watching. See you at 7.
Yeah, to keep tracking those storms, Wes is telling you about best weather app in town, WNC and WX for your smartphone or your Android.
Brian Williams is up next. We'll see you back here in half an hour.